Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's show of Unveil Paranormal. Tonight is a very interesting night because it's a series finale, we'll call it. So I hope a bunch of you join me tonight and just a casual chit-chat, hanging out session here. We're going to talk paranormal. I got some information to share too. Let me just pull up my stuff here. So first thing I want to do is remind everybody the Para-Unity is coming up October 22nd, 2022. Please come and join us. It will be a good time. If you're interested in a booth, the booths are only $25. We still have space. And the event is free for those attending. Those of you that are interested in a booth, contact Shadow Seekers. The information's on the screen. So be sure to come and join us. I will be there. Things will be there. Shadow Seekers will be there. So many great groups are going to be there. The other thing here, guys, is I still have tickets available for the public investigation at the 101 Para Cafe. Guys, this $32 is actually incorrect. It's actually only $25, and I only have like 4 tickets left. So if you're interested, go to Facebook. Go to my events on Unveil Paranormal's page and then purchase your ticket. $25 and only 4 tickets left. So be sure. So guys, I actually have a guest tonight with me, a co-host, so to speak. So I have had the craziest week in a long time. It's been very stressful between life and work. And like ever since I investigated last weekend, it's just been go, 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 go. I am exhausted. So I have recruited one of my good paranormal friends to help me get through this show tonight because I need motivation. So, and we're going to talk a little bit about last weekend's investigation. So that's another reason I kind of want him to join me. So y'all may remember him. I think it was in February. He was my guest, I think, February. And so he's joining us again tonight. So everybody, welcome back, Brad Ferris.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome.
Woohoo.
So was it February you were on the show?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking it's February. And I have like... Can you see comments? Because for some reason I'm not seeing comments.
I'm not either.
Okay. Somebody say hello in the comments section so I know I'm not crazy and it's just not working today. All right. So, Joshua. Thank you. Hi, Natalie. Natalie was a guest also. So, Joshua, just and hello, Jeremy. Just to let you know, Josh, talking about missing me and stuff, which is so kind of you guys, about the show. So here's the thing. I love doing this podcast and stuff like that. I need a break, though. There are so many projects that I want to do and so many other things I want to do that it's kind of like I need more time. So I really plan to come back eventually. What I want to do is I want to improve the content. I want it to be more educational, more information based because guys, I like facts. I like theory, but I like theory with facts behind it. So I want to get into more of some of that. I want to have more specialists on the show, more people who, are experts in fields. So what's up, Jeff? So yeah, I just got more I want to give to the audience. So you like research and stuff, Brad?
I do.
You do?
I want to develop ways you can like get data points and then test them so then you can actually get proof.
Right. Well, and it's little things like, so Brad, like you have like the K2 meters, and yes, we kind of know how like K2 meters work, but I don't know. I don't think everybody understands why they work that way and really exactly how to debunk whether it's legit or not. I feel like in the field, everything is paranormal. Like it's kind of like you arrest somebody for murder and you know they're the murderer, but then they're not because you do investigation. You're like, oh crap, it's this other person. Well, it's like the K2's going off because you know it's a ghost. It's got to be a ghost, and then it's not. But
Right.
we don't get that far because we get so excited about getting evidence. So that's just kind of where I want to go with this, and I want to research like EMF pumps. I want to see what those are about because I know there's theories out there that haunted locations are now using EMF pumps to falsify. I don't know if it's true, but to falsify, I want to see how true that could possibly be. Like, could it really trigger our K2s, our other devices?
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've used EMF pumps to like boost energy in places. So yeah, they would set your K2 off.
Right. Well, there's just that theory, you know. And thanks for sharing, Jeff. I appreciate it. So I don't know, and just more details about like haunted locations and what the history really is on those locations. Because I guess in a way, the name Unveil is we're gonna like unravel everything paranormal, everything that's like we're gonna get as much information as possible. I really need like a research team for all this, but I don't know.
That's why when I started my newest team, Gray Area Paranormal, everything kind of falls into that gray area. That's why we named it.
Really?
Gray Area. Yep.
You changed your name?
Well, I still do Indie Afterlife, but we have Gray Area Paranormal also.
Oh. We'll have to like get together and like come up with experiments to try and stuff.
Yes. I'm always up for experiments. Because I have still equipment that I have here that I've not brought out with me yet, too.
Really?
Yeah. I have a really big Jacob's ladder that I have used a few times that I want to bring to a few locations.
Oh. Yeah, I think I've seen, doesn't the place in Hartford City have a Jacob's ladder there?
Yeah. Mine's...
I feel like they showed us.
Yes, mine's about 2 to 3 times bigger than that, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They use that real thin copper for the towers, and mine are like real wide copper piping.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. So yeah, just doing more experimenting, doing more history research, doing more like I like to answer the whys and the hows and the like all those questions. Just question, and that's what I think we need more in the field. We need people to really question things and not be like, this is just what it is, you know?
Right. Like when I'm called out to help a private residence, I don't want to find a ghost. I want to find the reason why.
Right.
Teammate John went and did a house for a guy who was getting knocking on his roof.
Yeah.
And it was right when the black walnuts were coming off the tree.
Mm-hmm.
So it turns out that's what was the cause of his ghost was the black walnuts hitting his roof.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that, and you gotta debunk stuff, guys. You just got to, and I really want to bring more twist into on the psychology side of things too, because I think that gets overlooked a lot too. And I know from doing investigation, and then we'll be working on something, and then I'll be reminded of something I studied in school, and I'm like, we might want to like take these two experiments side by side and compare them because it might be something else and not paranormal. So there's been a couple instances where but yeah, so over the last weekend though, we actually got to investigate together. You were one of the many that had came out to the Rhodes Hotel. And so I wanted to share with everybody a little bit about the Rhodes Hotel and the experience we had that night. I was a little nervous about it because I've told this story on the show many, many times that I wanted to go back to the Rhodes Hotel because last time I was there, I got ambushed and felt really sick, and it was in the tuberculosis room. And yeah, that was my experience. So I wanted to go back, and we went back, and I didn't get ambushed. Well, kind of.
Kind of, but not really.
Kind of, but not really. Like, I mean, I don't know how to explain it. It was kind of weird. So let's talk about your experience first.
I had a lot that night. One of the ones that stands out the most was I was in Sarah's room with my friend Jeff and my friend Liberty. Liberty had gone out into the foyer, and I was getting up off the bed to exit the room, and the door opened about 6 inches more than it should have, and no one was near it.
Mm-hmm.
So I had that happen. I saw what looked like a little girl running from door to door to door to door to door.
Yeah.
It was like watching a Scooby-Doo cartoon, like where they're running from one door and then she's zipping back over, and that's what it looked like.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was seeing her with my third eye is how I would describe me seeing her, but she was solid. She was in like a burgundy dress. She had brown hair. I didn't get a name. I tried to connect to her, but she never like made eye contact. It was always on a profile that I saw her.
Gotcha. Yeah, and then she came and hung out with me.
Yep, she sat on your lap.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
It was like she just plopped herself right up there. She didn't like have any qualms about it. It was just, I feel comfortable here.
I mean, that's a good thing. If it's a good spirit, it's a good thing that they feel comfortable around me. You know, it just depends on the spirit.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean that was pretty cool. You brought your portal, which made things even more interesting. Which I'm telling you, like I told you before the show, I totally have to give you one now.
Yep.
So if you don't know what a portal is, you can hook up like the SB7 to it or whatnot, and it comes in. The words come in clearer to you, and than like you would have on Nestbox. So, it's awesome. I think personally.
Mm-hmm. It definitely takes out all the annoying static and hiss, and the voices come through so much clearer.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I loved using that thing. Like you said, I want to get one so bad. I want to get one and just sit in my house and just conversate with the dead all day.
Yeah, I've not in my own house yet. I've used one here because my friend Matt has one too.
Okay.
He had the first one that Jeff built, and I have the second one. So yeah. I've not used mine in my own house yet.
Yeah.
But we did use the other one, and it worked well.
Well, your portal worked really well at the Rhodes Hotel. It worked extremely well. I was impressed. We had a conversation with Greg.
We did.
And Greg, it was like a continuous conversation with him. He was talking to me. Specifically, I was asking questions, and then we got pulled apart from it. But I really wish we could have just sat there and talked to him and got like as much information as possible out of this, because it was like one entity. It was the same voice every time. It was like you just knew.
Yes, it was clear.
Huh?
I said it was very clear.
Yes.
The name. So, he was saying his name. He was saying his name with like conviction, and I am Greg.
Right. Yeah. And so it was cool. But do you think he was tied to the house? Do you think he was there with somebody, or what do you think?
My guess is he was tagging along with someone that was there with us.
Yeah.
I can't tell you who. I have an idea, but I don't know for 100%.
Yeah, 'cause I don't like. I mean, I could have picked up anybody anywhere. It seems like a couple weeks ago, I had on my show Joe Meeks, and he's a medium, and he told me that I had brought home a little boy with me from one of my recent investigations, and that his family needs to come and get him. And so I did. I kind of just was like, okay, you need to go home with your family, like whatever. And so it's possible he could have came with me, could have came with everybody. There was an investigator. Everybody there has investigated at least a few times. We had nobody that was new to it. So yeah, I mean, it could have came with anybody. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe next time I go, because I want to go back to the roads again because I had a good time, and so maybe I'll talk to Greg again. Maybe.
I love going to the roads. That was like my 15th trip there, so.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot closer for you than it is me.
It's only like an hour.
Yeah, it's a little over an hour for me. So yeah. And then so half of the group Friday or Saturday night got to stay overnight, and the other half left early. But overnight, after everybody left, it was really slow and quiet. Like,
yeah, that's how the road really is.
Is it?
It gets to like 2 a.m, and then it's just like it goes quiet. At least all the times I've been there.
Really? Okay. Yeah, because I think everybody left probably 1 o'clock. And so I ended up sleeping in Sarah's room. And honestly, I felt pretty comfortable. Other than somebody knocked at the door in the middle of the night. Like, they just knocked. And nobody came in or anything. Like, they just knocked at the door. So I don't know who was. No, everybody that stayed the night that said they weren't the ones that did. You could hear, like, down the hall, you could hear the bathroom door at night because it's really loud. So I knew some of the walking and some of the bathroom doors opening, closing. There was that. But somebody clearly knocked on the door. And I can be a heavy sleeper, but sometimes, like, usually if I'm in a weird spot or something, I sleep really lightly. So I could hear, like, everything going on that night.
Yeah. So. I spent the night at the roads back in 2020 when I was helping them change out all the windows. And I slept in the TB room for 3 nights, and I was so tired I didn't experience anything during the night.
Nothing. Yeah. So, we were going to end up sleeping down on that end. But then Sarah's room came open, and I was like, I think I want to go stay in Sarah's room. I didn't even investigate that room, actually. And the other 2 times I've been there, I had investigated. I've always felt okay in Sarah's room. I know, like, Sarah's room's, like, known for, like, all this activity and stuff, and it is, but I don't know. Maybe I just connect really well with any of the women that are connected with the room or whatever, that, like, why are you smiling?
Just text me. I was just reading a text.
Oh. So, who, Jeff?
Yes.
He's such trouble. Is he watching?
I don't know. He must be, because he sent a text to me, though, not comment. So.
Okay.
It just popped up on my phone.
Okay. Well, Jeff, quit causing problems. Jeff Jones. Yes, I'm watching. Is that the Jeff that message? Okay.
Yes.
So yeah. Welcome, Jeff Jones. So yeah. What was I saying? Anyways, no, the women or the entity or whatever that occupies that room or is near that room just does not bother me.
Yeah. I've had one good experience in Sarah's room. I was sitting right outside in the foyer, and my friend John was standing in the doorway of Sarah's room, and he, for some reason, out of nowhere, started whistling. And then we heard an audible in like a female tone. And we like looked at each other and like, you heard that, right? And I'm like, yeah, I heard that. So that's my Sarah's room story, besides the door opening this time.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of talk about like shadows and oh, what else do people say? Like there's shadows, like crap. I just lost. Or like feeling like emotional and stuff like that. Like the one time I was there, and I don't know if this is a lot of people, but the one time I was there with other people who claim to be sensitives, and they're like all emotional about things, and they're like, "It's the room," and I'm like, "Okay," So I don't know. I mean, like I said last time, I did not even investigate in Sarah's room last weekend. I didn't even go to that part at all until I went to go to sleep. Saw the whole thing. I read that completely wrong. I am so tired today, guys. Oh my god. Saw the whale thing, and I'm like, the whale thing? Oh, don't mind me. I should be better prepared for tonight. But yeah, so Jeff should definitely come on another investigation with us. What about you? You got a bunch of investigations coming up yet?
Me, I'm going to a school up in northern Indiana probably tomorrow night, maybe.
Ooh.
And then I have next weekend I might be going down to Kentucky to do a haunted forest.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah. Then May 14th I'm doing the Geyer Opera House.
Yep.
And then the 21st I'll be with you at the Para Cafe.
Yep.
And then in June I'm doing a private residence and a restaurant in Crawfordsville.
Jeez. Busy.
Oh yeah, always.
Always investigating.
Once it finally gets warm at night, I'm gonna then start doing my cemeteries again. I haven't done a cemetery yet this year.
Oh, I don't blame you. It's been cold, like forever. It's supposed to be like 70 this week, and that's exciting.
Yeah, I've been researching cemeteries that I've never been to that people claim to be haunted, so I want to check out a bunch of those.
Oh, I can tell you a bunch of around here to go to, but I don't know if our town will be cool with it. So, yeah, there's definitely. I have the May investigation. I have a residential that's pending because I'm having trouble getting like everybody that I want to be for this residential to get together to be there. Everybody's been so busy lately, it seems like. So I've been trying to work on getting that going. And then, gosh, I'm going to enjoy this break for a little while, I think, because I don't think I have another hunt until August.
Yeah, Crawford have scheduled at the moment, but I'll find something.
Yeah. And as always, if you ever need help on anything like residentials or whatever, let me know.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so residentials are like I really enjoy them if we can help the family. It's like right. I hate making people wait to get answers and stuff like that. And so, I mean, if it's possible to help them, absolutely, like I'm on it, So
yeah, this one in Crawford, we were originally supposed to go in January, and it just has been put off because we've been so busy going places. So
yeah, that's scheduling, and it's hard to do them, especially if they're not local. To do them, like you can't do them during the week. Everybody works, and
right.
So scheduling can be really hard. So, and that's what sucks about it. Like we can't be on call or can't take house calls like Zach Bagans is going to be.
Yeah.
Should we just talk about that for the moment? Like, what the hell? Like,
that is
why?
That is solely someone wanting to be on TV. That is that. There's nothing that's positive that's going to come from that show.
I don't know. I guess personally, I want to meet him and just kind of feel his energy out. I know that sounds kind of weird, but to really see like
I know people who have met him, and he is exactly like he is on the TV show.
Loud and annoying.
He's a capital D bag.
Is he? Oh.
He truly is. I know stories about him that he would probably cringe to know that people know.
It sucks. Oh, God. I don't know. I really hope that if people land a spot on the show and if they're genuinely having issues, they actually get help. I did think maybe these paranormal TV shows have like a team behind them or something, you know? But then again, I'm kind of like, they're going to want to do entertainment purposes only, really. Like, that's their focus. They're going to want to find the haunted parts, like the scary, like...
Yeah, focus on the part that they're going to go into a resident and want to find a ghost. Like I said, I go into a residence, I don't want to find a ghost.
Right.
I want a reason to put their mind at ease so they can be like, oh, it's just this, or it's just that. Because once I tell them, oh, you have a ghost, and I leave, they're still living with the ghost. But if I can find rational reason, then their mind's at ease and they can actually live better. Like I truly, like I help them.
Yeah, it's, you know, if they're really scared, they're not going to want you to go in there and scare them more.
Right.
They're going to want peace of mind. They're going to want help. They're going to want answers.
Private residence on Mormon Avenue, which faces the old Central State Hospital here in Indianapolis. Okay. And the people were claiming all kinds of crazy stuff. Like literally everything paranormal was happening in this house. Well, we got down to their basement, and their basement was a ginormous fear cage. Like their entire electricity for their house was like one screw. So their entire electricity was just pulsating through this entire house.
Yeah.
So that's why they were experiencing all that stuff. So we told them, we're like, you need to get an electrician because it pegged this millimeter. It like went dot because it went all the way through the scale when we found the exact spot where it was grounded to. So once they fixed it, their hauntings went away.
Yeah, I mean, people don't think about that. Like, they don't think about their environment that much. Like, the electricity or molds or, you know, whatever else can cause delusions and stuff, like their medications, their mental health, their lack of sleep. I mean, there's so many things that can cause it, that cause people not to think clearly. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so those are like things that you have to look for when you do a residential. And I know that some teams won't ask personal questions. Some teams won't say, you know, they won't say, well, what's your mental state right now? Like, they won't ask those questions. Do you do drugs? They won't ask those questions. But those are really questions you should ask. Like, if you're just spending your day high all the time, like, I mean, some people could think way clearer, but I'm going to tell you right now, I could not think clear if I was. So
I'm about either way. I'm about
So yeah, I mean, you just got to think about that stuff. And people don't when they do residentials. And so that's why, like, for entertainment purposes, I don't think residentials are wise.
Completely.
So I know there's some small, I want to say there's one group that I follow that does the same thing. And I don't know how they find these super scary places all the time, because majority of the residentials I've done, I'd say the majority of them probably had somewhat of a haunting going on, but some of them no. Like, just it was them. It wasn't, you know. So I don't know. It just depends. So, yeah. Can you hear my daughter in the other room?
I cannot.
Okay. So I can hear their conversation, and I'm like, she does not want to be on the camera. Like every time I have a show and she's home, she's like, I don't want to go in that room. I don't want to be on camera. I don't want anybody to see me. So, you know. So yeah. But yeah, so very cool. So yeah, residentials, I just don't know what to do with that show. That I'm just gonna pretend like that show's not gonna exist because it shouldn't exist. And I don't watch a lot of paranormal shows. Do you watch a lot of paranormal shows?
I watch them for the locations to get
Okay.
ideas for new locations that I've not been. And
Yeah.
then I like to see what they get at locations I have been to.
Oh, yeah.
Because in some cases, I was at a location before they were. So then it's like, if they're getting the same stuff that I was getting, then it kind of validates what I experienced.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I think
Fox Hollow Farms. I
right.
was there like 2 or 3 years before Ghost Hunt or Ghost Adventures ever even got there.
Oh.
So I was there like 5 or 6 times before the show was there.
Yeah.
So I know what I've experienced there and what I've seen there. So when them getting that stuff that was similar to what I was getting,
Yeah.
it was kind of like validating.
Huh. Yeah, I guess that would be interesting. I've always avoided them because I've always thought, well, when I was doing the medium stuff more than just investigating, I always was like, I don't want to watch a show because I don't want to know what it's known for, and then I go there and then I don't pick up on anything genuinely. You know what I mean? So I've always wanted to travel and test myself, my ability. But I could totally see watching like episodes of places I've been to. Like that I would totally be on board with because I would be interested too. Like I did see the Monroe House, the one with Nick Groff in it, I think.
Paranormal Lockdown.
Yeah, I did see that, and they talked about the bones and stuff like that, and yeah, I mean, I picked up on that stuff when I was there. What I picked up on was I wanted to dig underground in the yard specifically, not so much in the basement. I wanted to dig in the ground. I guess now they allegedly confirmed stuff there.
Were you there when Eddie told us that they found another body when they were putting in the fence?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, I was
there at that point or not.
Yeah. So, did they say that it was like an old gravesite or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, there's a lot with that town. I mean, that town in general has a lot.
That town is a strange place. Like the downtown around the town square is like dead. There's like nothing there. But then if you just go just north of the town square, it's like a normal, lively town. It's just really strange.
It is. It's very strange.
And there's not anywhere near it.
There's not what?
There's not a Walmart anywhere near that town.
Yeah. Well, there's like between where like the area I live in and south, it's just like nothing until you get to like Indy or Muncie, maybe. It's just like you just hour of nothing, it seems like.
There's a Walmart distribution center in Gas City, but there's not an actual Walmart.
Yep, I know.
I was like, why? Why would you not put a store here too if you have a distribution center right here? So
yeah, it's I think that distribution center is in the weirdest place, but there's another distribution center up north of Fort Wayne, and it's also like it's not in Fort Wayne, it's north in this tiny little town, and I'm like, why does Walmart do that?
Right. But yeah,
I mean, I don't know if there's any in like Indy or whatever, but
when I was in the Monroe House last summer for 2 days, I'm like, I need to go get stuff, and I'm like, There was no place to go.
Do they have a Dollar General though? They probably
They do
have a Dollar General.
roll. They have a grocery store, but I was like, I'm a toy collector, so I wanted to go to Walmart and look at the toy.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing about we're in Indiana, if y'all didn't know, and in Indiana there's a Dollar General like every 20 minutes,
Yep.
like everywhere around here in the tiniest of towns.
I think between my house and Greenfield, which is the next town over, I passed 3 Dollar Generals on
Really?
one road. Yes,
Oh my gosh.
and it's like
Yeah.
maybe a 10-mile drive, and
Yeah.
there's 3 Dollar Generals. It's crazy.
Yeah, I live in a fairly small town and we have two Dollar Generals here. So I don't know why, but we do. One is plenty. So yeah. But yeah. I know in Rhodes Hotel there's a Dollar General, or where Atlanta, Indiana, where Rhodes was, there's a Dollar General there, and that is a tiny town too.
Yes, and the town
So
closed down. I was so
and
sad.
what?
The town pub closed
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, you mentioned that.
because I had to go to Tipton for food because
Yeah.
there's really nothing else to eat in that town.
Yeah. Well, we went to the town that's south of Atlanta. I can't remember what it's called to eat that day. I don't
We
know
went
what's called.
north and went to Tipton and then came back down.
Yeah. So it was a good time. I mean, I'd say for the most part I had a good time. We did go see the Asher Walton where he's buried, and that's the building. For those of you that don't know, there's a building 2 doors down called the Asher Walton House. Also supposed to be prominent person of Atlanta, right? We went and saw where they were buried. I don't know where the Rhodes are buried. For the Rhodes
are cemetery north of town. I've actually been there.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah.
There was a Rhodes at that cemetery. It was Anna Rhodes.
And it was spelled differently, right? With an H?
No, it was without an H.
Because the family that had it actually had an H in their name, I believe.
Okay. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's kind of weird that, like, but it is a small town. You kind of expect it, you know, to have, like, all this weird connections going on and stuff. So, yeah. So, for those of you watching the show, I might run reruns for a little while is probably what I'm going to do. So if you missed any of the shows, you didn't check them out on YouTube. I had to think of what's called the YouTube. I will be probably running some reruns again during this time slot. In the meantime, just on one network, I think is what we're going to do. And so just a heads up on that. You'll get that information later. Or probably next week will be completely off air. But for those of you that want to rewatch and stuff, it won't be live, but I'll probably see that it's live. So I might comment on it or whatever if you're asking questions and whatnot. I really like the live. I like doing the live shows more. I think I like interacting with people. I love getting people's questions, you know, all that fun stuff. So, yeah. Hi, newbie. Yeah, Karen, I've never seen you on here. Welcome. So does anybody, you know, we have like 20 minutes here, right? So does anybody, I am curious because usually I do Q&As with my guests, but does anybody have questions for me specifically? Me or Brad? Like Brad's got a lot of information. He's full of information and he's got a lot of experience investigating. He probably investigates as much as he works a day job, it seems like.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
I think in 2015 and 2016, out of those 104 weekends, I think I had 75 events of the 105. So, yeah, I'm always somewhere.
It seems like every time I ask you, you're going to another investigation. It seems like I don't know if I know anybody that investigates more than you. I really don't know.
I've lived in a haunted house my entire life. It just kind of feels like what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it would be cool. You should totally try your portal out on your in your house and stuff, I
I
think.
should. My mom wants me to. I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
Because when we investigated last year for my birthday here and used the first portal Jeff made, we got what sounded like my grandpa coming through it. So
Mm.
I know we would get decent voices coming through in this house just because this house has always been crazy active. So
Yeah. Yeah, and I know when you were on the show last time, didn't you mention you're near like some important road or something?
yeah, I'm like 2 blocks off the old National Road, which is US 40, which is like the
Yeah.
first went from coast to coast. So
Yeah. I mean, that would definitely cause a lot of activity. I
and
mean, you have a lot of people going through there.
they also think that there's a ley line there too. So
Oh, really?
yeah, that runs right along 40.
Let's see what Natalie has to say here. When I saw the Ghost Hunter Adventures episode on Fox Television, I started to get a burning scratch on my neck. TV off. Did you find the place had something unpleasant there? So what do you think? I've never been to Fox Hollow Farm. What do you
Um,
think?
Herb Baumeister is definitely still in that house.
Really?
Very much
Now,
so. Very much so. He is in there. He watches over the yard. I'm actually in a YouTube video done by my friend Matthew Jackson that we did an investigation there, and we got some really good ITC voices from Fox Hollow.
really?
Yeah, and like I said, I have like weird connections to Fox Hollow because my mom actually knew her,
Hmm?
so
Yeah, I think you mentioned that.
I just always felt drawn to it. And but yeah, I've swam in the swimming pool. I've been through the woods. I've been in the master bathroom and had the crap scared out of me so much so that all three of us ended up sitting on the toilet together. Like,
What?
yeah, the master bathroom's weird. It's like split, and there's like a his side and a her side,
Hmm?
and we were in his side, and like the closet door rattled in the bathroom, and we all like rushed back, and we all ended up sitting on the toilet together.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Fox Hollow Farm, you want to tell them where it's at?
Fox Hollow Farms in Westfield, Indiana, which is about, I'm not going to give the exact address, but it's like
Right.
156th Street and Keystone Avenue if you're from Indy.
Yeah.
You can't see it from the road, but you can see the sign for the house.
Yeah. So it's near Indianapolis,
Yeah, it's on
Indiana.
the northwest side of Indy.
Yeah. Which is a very prominent area of Indy. So,
It is. And the current owner has sold off a lot of the land around the house,
mhm.
and they're building sub additions.
Subdivisions. Yeah.
Yeah, and every time they would dig a new foundation, he would then go out and collect the bones that they would find, and then send them up to Purdue.
Really?
Yep. As of 2015, they found a full rib bone in the backyard, so they're still
Oh.
finding they're still finding bones pretty prominently.
How many do they think he's killed so far? Probably like 30 or something.
Confirmed 17.
Oh,
They
okay.
have found 17 left thumb bones, the bone from this knuckle to this knuckle.
Yeah.
They found 17 left thumb bones, so they
Okay.
know it's 17.
Wow.
And that was just at the house. That's not, if he was the I-70 killer, that doesn't include
Yeah.
any of those. They never checked his summer house up at Wawasee at the lake.
Oh, Wawa, see? I've been there.
Yeah, that his family had a summer house up there.
Huh.
He would send his wife
Oh
in.
my gosh. Like where Syracuse is?
Uh-huh. That's where he
That's
sent.
where some of my residentials are.
That's where he sent his wife and kids to while he was killing men in his house.
That's crazy. Do they think maybe he killed people up there or no?
They never checked. They never
Yeah.
found any, and he was like a weirdo. He filmed all the murders too. They didn't find any of the videotapes. They never found any of the skulls.
Wow.
All
I mean, they're
that's
pretty.
all that's probably up in Canada where he killed himself.
Right. Yeah.
He was literally stopped by a cop the day before he committed suicide because he was parked under an overpass. Well, not a cop, a Mountie, because he was in Canada.
Yeah.
Stopped Mountie, and the Mountie remembers seeing the back seat full of videotapes. But when they found it in
Really?
the car, they were gone.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of agree with you, Josh. It's not cool. Josh, where are you from, anyways? Out of curiosity, you've never been to Indiana. I'm just curious. I'm curious where everybody is from that watches the show. I know Natalie. She's across the pond. Let's say. I'm always curious where everybody's from. Yeah, I wish I could go to Fox Hollow. I think that would be really cool, and interesting to check out.
Yeah, it got shut down by the town of Westfield, and I've not contacted the owner in a couple of years to see if he has reopened yet or not.
Yeah. Florida. I've never been to Florida. Have you been to Florida?
I have been to Florida. I've been to Tampa. I've been to Orlando, and I've been to Sanibel Island.
Crystal River, wherever that, I don't know where that is. I've always wanted to go to Florida. I want to see like the ocean. Like I've seen the ocean on the East Coast, but I guess the ocean down in Florida is different.
I've never been on the Atlantic side. I've always just been on the Gulf, and then Orlando's kind of inland.
Yeah. I went to I got to see the ocean for the first time in 2017, and it is huge.
Yeah. I've also been to North Carolina and saw the ocean there too when I went and investigated.
Is it mucky and stuff or no?
It was pretty clean. We were there in Wilmington where the USS North Carolina is, the haunted battleship. Okay. So I got to do the haunted battleship.
Oh, that'd be cool. In Tampa. Yeah, I went to New York City in 2017. Went to New York City, and then down by the shore. My friend's from New Jersey, and he says the shore. I say the beach. But there's a lot of difference in what he says and I said. It's kind of interesting how he explains things and I explain things. They say route instead of like we say highway. Like up here we say highway a lot, and everything's route. There's just like little things like that. But anyways, the West Coast is beautiful. I've been there. Florida ocean is really pretty, is it? Okay. Jeremy, you better be careful. Jeremy's traveling, so send him well wishes. He's traveling these next couple weeks. I've never been to the West Coast. Getting to the West Coast, that's a long ass drive.
Farthest west I've ever been is Arkansas.
Illinois, probably for me, which isn't very far. Well, it's just like you can get so far, and then it's just like what I'm told is you get to like Iowa and all those, and it's just bland and like nothingness. And
I do want to go to Iowa. I want to see the Villisca Axe Murder House and
that
Melbourne,
would be cool.
And Melbourne Manor.
Yeah,
I want to do both of those in one weekend.
Yeah, I think that would be cool to do the Villisca Axe Murder House. I think that one would be really neat. I would make that trip to Iowa.
Yeah,
That would be a long road trip, but totally.
yeah, that's why if I go to Villisca, that's why I'm going to go to Melbourne too, because it's only 45 minutes away from Villisca. So
Is it?
if I'm going
Yeah.
that far, I'm going to do both of them.
Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to the point in life where I can just hit the road and go, like that. I'm
Yeah,
not
like
there yet. I'm doing the family thing right now, so
I'm going somewhere almost every weekend. So
I know. I know. Oh, west coast of Florida, not the west coast. Not
oh, yeah,
not
the west coast of Florida is where I usually go. The Tampa, St. Pete, Naples,
yeah,
St. Paul, Fort Myers.
yeah. Jeremy's in Iowa. Jeremy, you better not be driving while watching this and texting. I don't care if you watch it or listen to it and drive's fine. Better not be texting and driving. Um, yeah, he's right there with us both. So, but yeah, I want to do more traveling. Especially as my kids get out of the house and stuff. I think there's going to be a lot more investigating and traveling going on than there
Yeah,
has been.
I have kids. I'm kind of like
Yeah,
I'm go.
you're like, I can just, just schedule, go, 6 hours away for the
Yeah,
weekend. Which, speaking of 6 hours
jobs.
away,
I've
huh?
been a regular job so long. I get like 5 weeks of vacation a year, so it's like I have to.
Nice.
Yeah, so I have to take it. So that's why I
Yeah.
plan long
Oh,
trips.
is it one of those use it or lose it?
Yes,
Oh God, I hate that. I do. I wish companies wouldn't do that. So, but I guess it does force you to take a vacation, which is good.
but one good thing is I don't have to take them as full weeks. I can take them as individual days. So if I do
That's
need to go on like a ghost hunt that's like a 3 day weekend, I can.
right.
So
Yeah. Oh, he's doing voice activated. Be safe, Jeremy. You just came back last week. You just came back to the podcast. Be careful. Anyways, I was just saying 6 hours away. Hinesdale House is 6 hours away. I'd like to go there. Have you
yeah,
been there?
I've not been there. No.
No, yeah. So I could do that. I could do that on a weekend, like a 6 hour drive, like leave Friday, investigate Saturday, come back Sunday, maybe Monday, I don't know.
I
I could
think
do that.
farthest east I've been, well, besides North Carolina, was the Bel Air house.
Oh, yeah. See, I've not been there.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
I
I would
was
love it.
I was there for a public event, and it was just the wrong group of people.
Oh, you'll have that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've been to public events where it was the wrong group of people. Sometimes I've been to public events where it was the wrong host. So
Yeah,
like
this was not host either for that event either. So it was just we drove there and drove back and spent more time in the car than we were at the location.
really.
And then the very next weekend, I was at Ashmore, so I went from the very far west side of, or very far east side of Ohio from Indianapolis there and back in one weekend, and then from Indianapolis to Ashmore and back in the next weekend. So I crossed the
Oh yeah.
entire Indiana twice.
Oh wow. Speaking of Ashmore, I'm gonna get to go there later this year.
Awesome. I
I've
highly
never
recommend.
been there.
I've been there probably 7 or 8 times.
Jesus.
Well, I was when Robin was doing the paranormal 101 classes there.
Yeah.
I taught two of them. So
Oh, did you really? Oh, that's
yep,
cool. I would love to do something like that. Like
been
teach.
there with some of my friends for Kids Day,
Yeah.
and the group that was in charge of Kids Day had newer investigators that didn't really know the building. So then I kind of got pushed in charge of that too.
Yeah.
Been there so many times.
Josh, is this the question for Brad here? You want to know? He wants to know what got you into the paranormal.
Um, like I said, I've been able to see ghosts and talk to them since I was about 4, and I've always just had weird stuff happen around the house. So I remember saying I had a ghost in my house before it was cool to say you had a ghost. So I just met up some people and we started going places, and it's just been my thing.
Yeah. I feel like I was a late bloomer when to like getting into the paranormal compared to everybody else and their stories.
Yeah, I remember seeing stuff when I was like 3 or 4 is like what I
Yeah.
is clear to me.
Yeah, I didn't I had experiences, but I didn't realize they were experiences until I was older,
Mm-hmm.
Um
And then I made my first prediction of something happening when I was 12, and then I kind of like shut off my extra abilities
mhm.
for a while, and I'm trying to get back into using them again.
And you're really talented at it too.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I really like about investigating with you is like you're one of the few people that it's like connecting like mindfully. You know what I mean? Like it's not
Mm-hmm.
just
I can connect
like
with people, and I can connect to the spirits there too. So it's kind of
right, right, yeah. And you don't get that a lot with a lot of people where you can just kind of like it's kind of an empathy thing. It really is. Like I'm a very empathic person, and I think you're probably an empathic person, and so we just like are on the same wavelength. Um, so yeah, it's just it's cool. But yeah, like I said, I was a late bloomer. I didn't realize things were paranormal until they already done happened, and I didn't start investigating. I mean, I went to haunted locations as a teenager, but I didn't investigate until like my late 20s. So
yeah. I didn't really investigate until my late 20s, but my first real ghost hunt was Waverly Hills. So I'm like, I kind of went big on my first one. So I'm like, I got to just keep up with this and find new
yeah,
places. I like going places that people don't really know, smaller
yeah.
ones that aren't getting burnt out and have people there every weekend. That's why I like finding haunted cemeteries.
So what made you go to the Waverly one? Did somebody just say,
Um,
"Hey, I'm going," and
Joined a group and they were like, "Hey, we're going to go to Waverly. Do you want to go?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
yeah. Yeah, my first investigation was at the Blackford County Jail. That's like a venue, like when we say location, I mean like a venue type location.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there was a group that had a event going on, and I just decided to go. I just showed up. I didn't know anybody there.
I like.
I actually went by myself, and I mean, I ended up joining that group later, and then I ended up leaving them a couple years later. But yeah, it's you just never know.
Yeah, I really, really like Blackford County. I've
Yeah,
had some crazy, crazy things happen in there.
the one spot in Blackford County Jail I need to really investigate is the basement because every time I've gone there, I don't think I've actually investigated the basement there. I don't know
Basement,
why.
I get really good activity in the jail cells, in the holding cell area, if you're playing with playing cards. The
Oh, okay.
inmates are really, really interactive if you have playing cards.
Oh, okay. And Dad just crossed over. I remembered seeing him dancing, laughing, and telling me how much he loved. Aw, very emotional to say that. You were in your cribs. You were just a baby. Aw. That's cool and crazy and sad. All a mix of that. So I can't remember when I was 1. I could probably remember back to when I was like 4.
Yeah, I can remember like 3, 4, and then it's cloudy for a while, and then
Yeah, that's kind of what it's like for me too. It gets kind of hazy in there, and then it's like then there's spurts of childhood you remember, certain things that happen and whatnot. Yeah, so all right, guys. So it makes me so sad to say this. Like, this is my last show. I might cry, Brad. I might cry.
no, don't cry.
Like, I was actually legit sad this morning when I posted about today's show. I was like, I don't want to go away. I don't want to take a break, but I know I need this break so much, guys. I have had so much, oh my God, so much go on, especially this past week. It's been wild. And so I know that I need to take this break. So with that said, guys, thank you, everybody from September through the first season, through the second season that have sat here, listened to my annoying ass voice on this video. I'll miss you too, Josh. Befriend me though, or keep following me on Unveil because I'll still have stuff going on. I do greatly appreciate you. Always go find my page. You can still follow me. I'm still going to post stuff. So there's still going to be TikToks. There's still going to be videos. There's still going to be investigations, events, all that stuff is going to still be happening. It's just I'm going to take a break because I need it. So thank you, everybody, for having me. Thank you to the Pun Network for allowing me to host my show here. Thank you, Things, for allowing me to host my show here. It's awesome. And so with that said, everybody, I hope you all have a great, wonderful night, a great weekend, and I'll see you again. I promise.